What's up guys, Rui here and welcome back to the channel. Today is the last week of Fabric Week whereby I talk about fabric related topics. Not going to lie, it was actually a lot of work that needed to be put into researching all these topics as I am fairly new to learning more about the fabric side of fashion and not just the aesthetic part. However, as much as it was quite stressful pushing out this many videos a week, I honestly managed to learn quite a lot of new things regarding fabric materials as I was doing my research on them. This whole fabric week was intended to be kind of an entry series for people like myself who are, just relatively new in learning more about fabric materials. Hopefully you did watch all the content that was being put out this whole entire week and have a little more interest in discovering more about different types of fabric material. For today's topic, I will be looking and discussing about 3 types of sustainable fabric, with sustainability in fashion being a really huge issue for a pretty good while now, I would say. There are many new or old types of fabric material that are being implemented into garment making these days. Now, I know there are a lot of huge fabric making companies such as Gore-Tex, Scholar, and Spiber who do focus a lot of their efforts into making their products and production more sustainable. However, they all require some sort of licensing or dealing directly with them, as it's a proprietary and copyrighted fabric material that only they can produce, which makes it very expensive to be able to implement into garment making. Therefore, the fabrics that I will be looking at are generally much more accessible as it doesn't require any licensing or it comes from a sole manufacturer. As long as the fabric making company has the proper facilities and the correct raw material to produce the type of fabric material that you want, you should be able to get them fairly easy. First up we have is recycled cotton. Now, cotton is by far the most used type of fabric material within the fashion industry. It's truly a great material as it's super comfortable to wear. By the time you're watching this video, you probably are wearing some sort of cotton t-shirt or a cotton hoodie. Manufacturing wise, it is really cheap and accessible for many companies to make. However, cotton production and cultivation does come at a super high cost towards the environment. For starters, it requires 20,000 liters of water just to produce 1 kilogram of cotton, which is just enough for a single t-shirt and a pair of jeans. In addition to that, the high usage of water consumption causes water scarcity in many cotton agriculture areas. It causes pollution and soil degradation due to a large amount of pesticides being used. Hence, it is safe to say that the current cotton production and cultivation methods are still very unsustainable. Thankfully, there are now a couple of different methods of making the usage of cotton more sustainable towards the environment, and recycled cotton is one of them. Essentially, cotton waste such as scraps created by yarns and fabric byproducts or just unwanted cotton products such as old garments can be converted back to cotton fibers, which are then reused in new textile products. There are many benefits to us using recycled cotton. One of the biggest benefits is that it's able to divert a large amount of cotton waste from entering the landfill to be repurposed as new products. Because of this, it can also help to reduce the need for cotton cultivation. In addition to that, because these cotton fibers have already been processed beforehand, it saves a lot of water and it doesn't need to undergo a dyeing process, which solves one of cotton's biggest sustainability problem, which is the usage of large amounts of water. Recycled cotton has been used by a lot of different clothing brands. Noah has their recycled tee whereby it's made from 100% recycled cotton yarns from clothing productions. Patagonia has a lot of their cotton products made from recycled cotton as well. Although recycled cotton does seem to be an alternative towards providing a solution in sustainability in fashion, it does come with its disadvantages as well. The main problem with recycled cotton is that the process to turn the cotton fabric into cotton fiber does take a huge toll on the overall material, as the fabric needs to run through a machine that shreds the fabric into yarns and further again into fiber form. Then only can it be spun back into yarns to be reused in other products. By undergoing this process, it creates a great deal of strain on the fiber, which will always affect the quality, making it to not have the same durability and strength as its original state. Because of this, it cannot be constantly recycled. Some disadvantages includes being more expensive to produce than just regular cotton, and the process to make recycled cotton can be quite tedious. The next sustainable material is hemp. Now, hemp is not a new type of fabric material or anything like that. In fact, it can be traced all the way back in olden times, and it has multiple different usages throughout the period, such as being used as paper, textiles, ropes, and even clothing. Hemp fabric essentially is made from the fibers of the stalk of the cannabis sativa plant. Yes, it's the same breed of plant that gives you marijuana, but it's a different strand of it. Therefore, in comparison, one has a very high THC level, while the other that is being used to produce fabric materials has very little to none THC. However, because they just look so similar, it's very difficult for farmers to cultivate this plant due to many different rules and regulations of countries that bans cannabis sativa. Looking at its implication in the fashion industry, there are tons of advantages of using hemp to develop clothing pieces. Comparing it to cotton, it is far more durable as it's able to handle more washes. Any t-shirt that is made from hemp is able to last up to 3 times longer than a cotton t-shirt when it is taken care of well. Hemp fabric also softens after each wash, and its fiber doesn't degrade even after going through dozens of wash-ins. In addition, it is also a lightweight fabric, which means that it is highly breathable, and it also effectively facilitates the moisture from skin to atmosphere, which makes it ideal for hot climates. As for being an environmentally sustainable fabric, hemp grows really easily and requires much less land compared to cotton because it produces more fiber in an equivalent space. It also requires far less water to grow, and because of the nature of hemp, which is naturally pest resistant, it can be grown pesticide free. The last sustainable fabric is linen, and it's made from flax fibers found in flax plants, which also produces the flax seeds. It's also another plant that doesn't require much water and pesticides compared to cotton. It's a very durable material, thus it has a very long lifespan, and it doesn't end up in the landfill quickly. Even in a situation whereby it does end up being in the landfill, because it is a natural fabric, it is biodegradable. Therefore, it will degrade in just a couple of years. While linen can mostly be found in household items such as bed sheets, tablecloth, and curtains, due to its strength and durability, it does provide a lot of functionality towards a garment as well. Just like hemp, linen has heat and moisture wicking properties, which makes it a really good fabric material to be used on garments that are designed to be worn during hot weathers. Furthermore, it is also able to dry much faster and has natural antibacterial properties. However, from a user perspective, linen wrinkles incredibly easily. It's because it doesn't have much elastic properties in it. Therefore, if you're planning to pick up a linen piece, be prepared to spend a good amount of time ironing it before wearing. Or if you're just that fan of the wrinkled look, then you do you. Pricing wise, it is also one of the most expensive natural fabric to produce. This is because the amount of work and resources needed to produce this fabric is really a lot. For example, one of the processes to produce linen is known as rething, whereby it actually requires an expert to separate the flax stalk from its interior. If not done correctly, the delicate flax fibers that is used for textile production could be damaged. Ultimately, in order for the fashion industry to be more sustainable, the main thing that we actually need to address is overconsumption. Well, yes, all these kind of sustainable fabrics can help to make the fashion industry just a little bit more sustainable. It still wouldn't do much if overconsumption is not addressed. If you guys are interested in diving a little more deeper into this topic, I actually did a video in the past, so go check that one out. Seriously, thank you all so much for checking out today's video, or just this whole fabric week in general. It was just one of those random thoughts and ideas that I have one day, and I was like, you know what, let's just try to really put it into this channel. Moving forward, there are going to be some big changes happening to this channel, from structuring to content, which I will be addressing and sharing with you all really soon. As always, do give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy watching it, and if you're new to this channel, I would really appreciate and be grateful if you did hit that subscribe button. Till then guys, I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.